Morning guys, so today I'm going to try to keep this video short. I know yesterday's video was a little bit longer because there was like 4 minutes of announcements at the beginning, so we're just going to jump right in. Here we go. I will be able to identify what the colony of New Amsterdam was like socially, politically, and economically. So first let's start with this word colony. Colony, you probably thought in your head, oh, that sounds like colonization. Right? Colonization. The process of taking over lands / people. We know from our vocabulary study of this word, it's got that ization ending, so automatically we know colonization refers to the actual process. Today's word colony, though, doesn't end with that ization ending. The colony is the place. The place that gets taken over, / settled in. Okay, so colonization is the process. Colony is the actual place that gets taken over. Eventually, we know that Europeans come and they start living in North America, in various colonies, in various places. We know that multiple countries come and create these new colonies in North America. So you might remember from the beginning of the year, the British come and create some colonies, but today we're going to learn about New Amsterdam, which was a colony created by the country of the Netherlands. Okay. New Amsterdam is actually New York. Before New York was New York, it was New Amsterdam. So our job is to figure out what New York, which back then was called New Amsterdam, when New Amsterdam was just a colony, it had just been taken over by Europeans, it had just been settled in. What was it like socially, politically, economically? So now let's focus on those 3 words: social, political, economic. I'm going to erase this, and let's go with social first. Socially, social refers to people, the way people relate to each other, relationships. Okay, so social just refers to people. So how people relate to each other, what are people's relationships like? If we're talking about social characteristics, we want to understand New Amsterdam socially. We want to understand what the people was like, what the relationships between people was like, what the relationships within the community looked like. Second, we want to be able to understand New Amsterdam, the colony that later became New York. We want to understand what it was like politically. Political has to do with government. In your head, when you hear political, think government, think laws, think leaders. So what was New Amsterdam? What was the new colony like politically? What was its government? What were its laws like? And finally, we want to understand New Amsterdam economically. We want to understand New Amsterdam economically. Economics has to do with, when you hear that word economic, you should think jobs, money, or how people get what they need. So we want to understand New Amsterdam economically. What was New Amsterdam like in terms of economics? What kind of jobs did people have? How did people make their money? The way you are going to do all this today is through an activity where you look at images of New Amsterdam in the past. But before we jump to that activity, or before I jump to explaining that activity, I actually want you to pause the video now, go back and watch the YouTube link that's posted on Google Classroom. The reason it's separate today is because I couldn't get the quality to be good enough to include it in today's video. So what I need you guys to do is pause the video now, go back to the post, go back to the post, and watch the YouTube video that gives us a nice visual overview of what these different colonies were, of what a colony is. So pause the video, go back, and watch the YouTube video on step 3 of the to-do list. Watch the YouTube video on step 3 of the to-do list. Once you've done that, come back here. So now I'm going to assume that you've paused the video and you've watched the YouTube link on step 3 of the to-do list. Now I'm going to show you how you're completing today's work. So if you open up your daily packet for today and you scroll to the second page, you'll see directions. A colony is a place that's settled by a group of people outside their home country. During the 1600s, people from England and other countries in Europe started moving to colonies to set up in what is today the east coast of the United States. People from the Netherlands, known as the Dutch, created the first colony in New York. Your job today is to identify what social, political, and economic life was like. I'm sorry, guys. Your job today is to identify what social, political, and economic life in New Amsterdam, the Dutch name for New York, was like. You'll find out by looking at images that represent social, political, or economic life in New Amsterdam. Complete the chart below for 3 images. Every additional row you complete is 2 additional points. So the chart is located here, and the way you get there is by doing the following. You're going to click where it says images, click here for images, and that will bring you to a PowerPoint that's got lots of different images on it. It's a total of 7 or 8 different images. Your job is to complete your social, political, and economic characteristics graphic organizer for 3 images, as stated in the direction. Every additional row you complete is 2 additional points. So if you want that extra credit, this is a good opportunity to get it.